Looks like we're ready to go. Good morning, sir. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Hey, man, I'm blessed. I'm on the wake-up list to do the
Yes,
show
sir.
with you.
Yes, sir. It is July 22nd, 2023, and we are glad to be here doing our show on Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. So thank you, everyone, for coming out. We got a packed show, packed. Lots of information, lots of fun, and lots of crazy like we always do. Don't forget to click like, click share, and let everybody know that we are here. We on here, and as always, we are doing our best to be this generation's soul train. So go ahead and with this being in a new generation, go ahead and put the computer through your speakers throughout the house, put it on Bluetooth, put it on the wireless, whatever it is you got to do, play it upstairs, and get everybody moving to the sounds of some great sports talk. We're going to go ahead and kick it off first by with our topic of the week and a little bit of a recap of a couple other topics for the week as well from last week's But the first one is Mel Tucker on the hot seat at Michigan State University if he does not have a quote-unquote successful or winning season?
Man, okay. I was pondering this one. Okay. So his record is what against Michigan? They're like 2-2.
2-1.
Oh, they 2-1. Okay. So because he won so you're not counting the pandemic year?
No, that's 2-1. He won the.
No, it should be 4 times, right?
Also, this is his 5th year.
This would be his 5th year. Because he won his first game. That's with the pandemic, right?
Right.
Okay. Then he won the next year. Then he lost last year, and he won the year before that when they had Kenneth Walker, right? So yeah, he should be 3-1, right?
So no, this is his 4th year. So he's 2-1.
Okay, so we're 2-1. Okay, so
2-1 to 2-2.
The questions that lie with me is: has he lost the program first? Because you lost Peyton Thorne and you lost Coleman, right? Them 2 big play on your offense. So to answer your question, I believe he is because, okay, if he loses, okay, what did they go last year? 5-6 or something like that, 5-7?
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to make people forget last year, you're gonna have to revamp this year, correct? You don't have the players. You don't know who the quarterback is. Your top receiver is gone. The running game is probably decimated a little bit. Yeah. Because if he beat Michigan, but he loses to Ohio State, they're gonna say, okay, that's expected. But if he loses to Michigan and Ohio State, then let's say they drop one to like Purdue or somebody, and they don't go to a bowl game, absolutely. He's definitely on the hot seat.
I would say the answer is yes. He is on the hot seat to have a winning season and go to a bowl. Reason why is because the conversations I've had with everybody seem like, when we every Spartan, every time no matter where I am, of course, when you see a Spartan, first thing, go green, go white. Hey, I hope we have a good season. Hey, we better have a good season. All that money we pay Mel, I hear that every time. I don't, because Spartans don't always know each other. We still have a conversation. We talk basketball, we talk football. They talked about before Izzo started bringing them back at the end of the season. People was worried about Izzo. And now they're worried because the amount of money that they're spending to keep him as a coach. But the reason why he will still be there is the money. You have pledged $100 million to that man, guaranteed unless they fire him for cause. So for every 10 years, the next 10 years, or 8, whatever it is that they have him left on that contract, you're going to be paying that man because the buyout clause is just that. You have to pay him the entire clause, money from the clause for him to leave. Michigan State University do not have that money. That money was put up by 3 donors, one of which can't donate anymore because he owns the Phoenix Suns and the Mercury, which is Ishmael.
Oh, okay. Ishmael. Okay.
So 3 donors came with, and put that money together, kept him here at State when he would have been going to LSU. So at this point, if for him to go, they would have to find another couple of big time donors to put that money together to buy it out and then prepare to pay the next coach that much money or more.
Okay.
You go to the next coach you're going to bring in, you're going to have to pay him $100 million because that's the standard now.
Right.
You've already set that standard in Michigan State. So is he on the hot seat? Yes. Is he going anywhere? Probably not. Because you don't just so that you're looking at $200 million. You're looking at $210 million basically to to get rid of him, $100 million or whatever's left for part of that contract, plus another $107 million to attract another coach to be there for the next 8, 9, 10 years. Does Michigan State University have that money? I do not think so. So he's going to be there, and it's going to help out a lot with the beer sales coming in this year. That's going to help out some. But in terms of him actually going anywhere, nah, he's going to be there. He's going to be there.
Okay, so you saying he's going to be there even if they bomb out?
No. I don't see them buying him out. Is what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying if he bombs out, like
bombs out, yeah, he'll be there. They're going to fire some assistants. They're going to they're going to change the color of some uniforms. But he's going to be there because that's really out of Michigan State realm in terms of salaries. Izzo got paid because Tucker got paid. People would have been more accepting of Izzo making that kind of money because of what he's done. Tucker's getting paid for potential, like they do in the NBA, where Izzo would have got paid for what he's done and what he will continue to do. So but 6 1 half a dozen of another. Tucker came in, had a pretty decent COVID year, did well the next year with the running back that he brought in. Last year, not so well. So yes, this is his 4th year. So he is 2-1 against Michigan. He beats Michigan this year and lose Ohio State, which is more likely was going to happen. They get up for that Michigan game, and they're at home this year. That game's at home, so that game's going to go down to the wire, in my opinion. Will they win it? Who knows? Am I really worried about that quarterback position? Nope, I'm not. Because the reason why I said that before, when he went to Auburn, the other quarterback, well, you're not an all Big Ten quarterback. You were a game manager. Your claim to fame was just like they're talking about with Daniel Jones in New York. You handed the ball off to Kenneth Walker, like Daniel Jones handed the ball off to Saquon Barkley. And of course, the routes are going to be open when everybody's cheating up on the running back. So I want to.
But you don't have a quarterback. Period. Something beats nothing. You had Peyton Thorne. Who do we got behind Peyton Thorne?
Well, I always say it's an opportunity for somebody to come in and do what they need to do. It's a good opportunity for somebody new to go in and make a name for themselves. And I had a feeling that after the spring game, he was close to whoever was behind him. I don't know the kid's name. Was close to taking over that spot anyway. So I think it was conspicuous timing that right after the spring game, now he's leaving. Where if he was that clear of the front runner, and Street Smith said he about to be the number 1 quarterback in the Big Ten, then he stays there. There's no need for him to go to Auburn, where they throwing him a lot of money on the table and under the table. So plus the F-150 in a roadster, probably in a 3-wheel.
Stop.
A 3-wheeler, a 4-wheeler.
Hey, don't do that down in Auburn, man.
I'm not mad at him. That's the game. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game right now.
So what did they get? What did they get Coleman at Florida State?
He got a little something too. That's he got a little something too. Tallahassee, he got a little something down there too.
He got free admission to the Burt Reynolds dorm. Right. See, you got to wear that. We got to wear the jacket that got banded on the side of the sleeve or whatever. That's what you see on the outside. He gonna come in to a gold-plated bathroom, a gold-plated kitchen, in a house that they're gonna give him that he's renting out. Right. Absolutely. So
that's the game now. The game is at the point now where you can do it in the open. Where in the past you kind of try to hide it, but not anymore. That's why the NIL was there.
Yeah, AIL is crazy, man. Can you imagine if this was established back when Charles Woodson and Peyton Manning was playing? Oh my God, it'd be corrupt now.
Yeah. And it just take a few days. I'm sorry, a few years before they come along and say we're going to put some kind of thing in place for everybody, so we can make this a little bit more controllable. But there's always a gray area and everything that somebody's going to get around it.
Right.
So we want to say thank you for Stephen Harris for coming in this morning. He says go blue. We want to say thank Tammy Williams for joining us this morning. And we want to thank all the new people who have joined our Sports Talk group. And we've got a lot of new people coming in. Before we get rid of the topic of the week, I want to really quickly revisit ESPN looking for some financial partners. I know we talked about that in our topic of the week last time. To me, it seemed really kind of strange how they were getting rid of that talent, because that's normally what you do when a corporate takeover happens. When we had that, you kind of dump salaries. You try and bring down your bottom line a little bit, and so to look more attractive to buyers, and that's what I thought that was going to be happening. All righty. Once again, we want to click like, click share. Don't forget to get the book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day. I forgot my physical copy. We got a digital copy. We just they've been showing, and we want to make sure we take care of. We did have Prime Days last week. We want to make sure we are getting that, even though Prime is not over, because we are fueling the scholarship for the young lady who's about to be a big-time lawyer. What's that young lady name, Felix? Tell her name.
Oh, you talking about Autumn?
Yes.
Autumn Davis.
Yes. Of course, I want you to say the name, because that's your kin folks. So I want you to make sure you prop her up and give her the propers as she's moving forward with the greatness in her life that she is moving forward to. We're going to go ahead and jump into the NBA now. The Summer League is over. Cleveland wins the title over Houston, 99-78. And that game wasn't even close as the score. I turned that game on right about the second quarter, and you could just see Houston on the sideline. Their whole energy was bad.
That's right.
Imani Beige out there where he looking like Scarecrow off Batman, hitting jump shots and passing the ball around and dunking. I said, look at that boy. He got a renewed vigor about him, and I really do like to see that he has got he got that swag back about him. He had a few things that happened. Kids got to grow up. Seem like he's getting past that, and of course that those things have brought his draft stock down a little bit. Now he's down in Cleveland, which I think is a great place for him. Place will give him an opportunity, one, to play. That team is an up-and-coming team in the East right now, and he's still far enough away from home where he can visit when he wants to, but not be here because it's we from the city, so we know what can happen. So it's good that he's away and has the opportunity to shine in that way. He was they listed him. He made the second team all Summer League. But they really said he really should have been on the first team. They got they talked about Keontae George did a great job. Chet Holmgren picked up a little weight, a little strength over the season, and he'll be a rookie for the second year in a row, even though he really didn't have a rookie year last year because he got hurt. So he'll be eligible again for the rookie of the year. And Jabari Smith, to me, was the best player in my opinion from what I got to see. In terms of a true rookie, in terms of somebody got drafted. There was another gentleman who did really well, but it was his second year. So it's a little bit different going through a full NBA year and coming back and playing in the Summer League for the second year. But Jabari Smith from day one put up that 33 and hit that game winner. I'm looking forward to Houston, the team itself doing big things. Because you got Ime Udoka, I don't know how to say his first name, but Udoka down there, and he's gonna put his system in and say what you want about him. The boy can coach, and he's gonna get that team together. What were your thoughts on that championship game?
What was it? They was down 21 the whole game. Yeah, like you said, man, I was glad to see Monty Bates. You know, he got his feet on the ground. You know, he said him not going drafted, he was going to be a dark horse. You know, he did. I mean, he got drafted by Cleveland, but the way he got drafted, he said, you know, I'm gonna show people. You know, he did. He went out there and did his thing. Now, translate to an 82 game season, because somebody got to sit the pan, right? Is he gonna knock Karis LeVert out the rotation? Is he gonna not what's the guy, the big guy with the afro? I can't think of his name. I can't remember his name. He came from Brooklyn. Is he gonna knock somebody got to sit? Because you can only play 5 at a time. So somebody gonna sit. But I think Cleveland would be a good fit for him because he got time. He could crack the rotation. You know, he got a quick release. Yep. So it's like you really gotta, when he got the ball, you really gotta play for the shot. Cause he barely put it on the ground. As soon as he catch, it's like catch and shoot. But his release is so quick, it's gonna be kind of hard for a defender to defend him. Because you don't know if he's gonna drive. Well, he normally don't drive, but the shot release is so fast, you know. So
yeah. He reminds me of Plastic Man. What's Plastic Man that played for UNLV?
Stacey Aug.
Remember him with a jump shot. That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah, Stacey was all right. Stacey became a journeyman because teams couldn't fit what he brought to the table. So the best fit he had was probably Atlanta, and that was towards the end of his career because he was a slasher / he could go up and get it. He could, you know, he was athletic, but that's not nobody you want to ISO with, right? Because Stacey couldn't. But the guy had game to make it all, put it all in a nutshell. The guy had game, but yeah, Stacey Augman, yeah, that's it. Because I still dispute. I argue all the time with people. They say, "Well, y'all say that team was the greatest." Then the Fab Five, man, they would have ran Jalen them off the floor.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, because they played on both ends of the floor. With pride.
And everybody was like, well, Jalen and Anderson Hunt played on the same high school team. I say, your Achilles heel would have been Ray Jackson. You had no offense with Ray Jackson. Ray could play D, but Plastic Man would have killed Ray. No, then once they were called the Running Rebels for a reason. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Chris Webber and Larry Johnson would have, okay, you're going to get 20 out of Chris. You would have got 20 out of Larry. You would have got 20 out of Anderson Hunt. You would have got 20 out of Jalen. You would have got 15 out of Jimmy King. You would have got 15 out of Greg Anthony. Stacey Augman would have gave you about 18. Ray Jackson would have gave you like 2 or 3, maybe 4. There's your Achilles heel. Jawan wouldn't he didn't really start balling until his sophomore year. That freshman year, no. So yeah. And then the man on the sideline, rest in peace, with the towel in his mouth. It's game over. So they would have got them.
Just had a quick technical difficulty. We're gonna make it work. I got the show copy on 2 different screens, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. All right. Once again, we want you to click like, share. And let everybody know that we out here. And just want to say thank you once again to those who have joined the group. If you know people out there who are you watching, we want to thank you for coming in on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook over the different groups on Facebook. We have a QR code right there. So if you want to join our group, just get your phone, scan it up there real quick, and we'll add you. We're glad to have you. We are really thankful that we're able to have an opportunity to do this. And we have a quick commercial from Felix. What you got for us?
Oh, man, get you some vape, man. Get you some vape. Hey, I know it's hot. You know what I'm saying? You want to get rid of them summer coats? Get you some vape. This is it.
Right. I call it the air conditioning code.
Hey, it even help with your mustache. Put it up under there.
In the summertime, it's hot during the daytime, and you have your air conditioner on. You get at home at night, and let you know it's freezing. Let you know you're up under the cover. So you got to use some of that what?
Get you some of that vape.
Yeah.
That vape. Get it up under there.
See what we doing? We getting ready for when the people come to give us they come to sponsorship. We do a great commercial. See that? Impromptu. So if you're out there and you're watching us and you say for instance you Hungry Howards, we can do a Hungry Howards commercial. We talk about how you put all that pepperoni on top of those pizzas. We'll get you some more business. We'll get you some more business. Like my little brother, they got egg rolls. We want to get them. We're gonna get them sponsored on the show. They don't know it yet, but they're gonna be on the show.
They don't know it yet.
They don't know it yet, but they'll put up their building real soon. We're gonna get them ready. We're gonna get them together soon. All right, moving forward, everybody. Let's see here. Next, we move to baseball. Mr. Vladimir Guerrero wins the home run derby over Mr. Pete Alonso.
You was right.
That was a pretty good. I didn't get the chance to see it. I turned it on at the end, and I felt so bad because it seemed like Junior was so happy to be with his dad to give him a hug after he won it, and it seemed like Dad was like, "I love him, but this kid taking my shine." That seemed like that was Dad's energy. Because the son was like, "Yeah, Dad," because you want to prove everything to your dad, and Dad was just looking like. But
now the dad played for the Angels, right?
No, he played for Montreal.
No, who did he play for after? Didn't he play for that? At the end, didn't he play for the Angels?
I think so. I think you're right.
Okay, that's what I thought because I was like, yeah,
my big
okay.
was in Montreal.
And then so the son plays for Toronto.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
And for those who don't know, if you're playing in Canada and you're making Major League Money Baseball, you're not paying all them taxes. So that's a great thing. Because Jack Morris, he left Detroit and went to Minnesota, and he had that trouble. And he was getting a divorce and all that child support. He said, "Ooh, I want to go to Toronto," so they couldn't take all that money from him.
I thought Toronto, you do pay a hefty fine. I mean, not a fine, a hefty tax. Because if you play for Toronto with the Raptors, right?
No, well, maybe now, but I could be wrong. But that's what a lot of those guys like to play. They like playing in Canada because of the tax benefits. It's almost like playing in Texas or in Florida because you don't have a state tax.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought, okay.
Yeah. So we had a great game for the Midsummer Nights Classic. National League won 3-2 for the first time in 11 years. So that means that the National League will have home field advantage in the World Series, which I still think is kind of crazy. I know that they want the games were kind of getting out of hand, like, the NBA did. The NFL had to make changes. They made that change. So it will be a little bit more competitive. But why can't the team that has the best record in the National League or the American League be the ones who have home field? I understand that they would, they want to try and make them play for something, but that wasn't right. I remember I turned the game on a little bit late, and the home run late won the game just inside the foul pole. Just barely inside the foul pole down the stretch. I'm like, oh man, is this? I was mad because doing stuff around the house, forgot that it was on because I meant to sit down and watch it. And the biggest thing, as always, is the uniforms. We got the good uniforms. Both they were kind of a tip of the cap to Seattle and the uniform colors that they had with the little design imprinted on them. I wasn't really impressed with them, but it wasn't like I didn't like them. I just thought they were kind of okay. Of course, everything is marketing and spending money. So of course, that's what they want to do is try and get you to spend the money on stuff like that. Right. But it was a good time had by all. Everybody was happy and smiling, and he was very, very, very competitive. Because normally those games they would turn into like 18, 19 point games on each side. They were messing around after a while, so they had that's kind of why they run it back. But here's a good question for the day: will Shohei Ohtani be traded by the Angels before the deadline?
Absolutely. If you're smart, you do it. You do it now while the value is high for him. You don't wait. Because at the end of the day, okay, the front runners would be the Dodgers, the Yankees. I'm about to say the Stanky. The Yankees, the Dodgers, Detroit could get in the mix too, but it would be useless because he would be the highest person on your payroll. You would think that, huh?
He won't resign with them in the fall when the season's
Right,
over.
and that's what I'm saying. That would be dumb because it'd be just like Justin Verlander and them all over again, right? So what I'm saying is, if New York gets him, then you have to figure out, okay, now he takes away Aaron Judge, right? Because Aaron Judge is New York. The New York, even though he's not even playing, it's still when you speak about the Yankees, you think about Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. He would take Aaron Judge. Okay, if he went to the Dodgers, which would to me would be a good fit because then you could get rid of Kershaw. He can't stay healthy, but whoever he goes to, are you gonna still let him pitch and bat? See, that's the big question. Because let's say he go to the Dodgers, they release Kershaw. And the manager from the Dodgers said, well, you gotta choose one. You can't pitch and hit. Is he gonna say okay? Or is he gonna be like, well, I might as well stay in LA? That's the thing. Then you gotta think too, if he stays in LA, Mike Trout is hurt. He coming off a wrist surgery, off a broken wrist. Shanti is starting to fatigue a little bit. Now he's starting to get the little tic-tac, knick-knack injuries. So now you see what I'm saying? How long is the durability is going to last? The tread is starting to come off the tires. If it was me, I would trade him at the trade deadline. But I would trade him not to a contender or not to somebody in the same division. I would send him to the National League, which would be the Dodgers. But like I said, I don't know if the Dodgers going to still let him pitch and hit.
You think that the Braves will want to get in the sweepstakes for him?
Nah, because they got the best record in baseball right now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
Do you know what
he wants to go to Seattle?
Well, see, if he wanting to go to Seattle lets me know you're not even worried about winning because now it's going to become paydays. You usually want to go somewhere where you're going to reap the benefits of winning and also become a contender. He go to Seattle and not a contender.
Thing, because he says the reason why he wants to leave Los Angeles, the Angels, I should say, because he wants to win. But he really wanted to be originally when he came to the league, he wanted to go to Seattle because of Ichiro and how well things went there.
But Ichiro ain't there no more.
Well, when you were a kid and you growing up, who's the Japanese guy on TV every game in Japan? Ichiro. So that's who you're looking up to coming, as a kid. So that's why he wanted to go to Seattle. But everybody always knew that Ichiro wanted to be a Yankee. That was always his dream, but I don't think that ever happened. I think he spent his last year there. No, he didn't. But he always wanted to be a Yankee.
Okay.
I'm agree with you. They should trade him because he's going to leave at the end of the season. Get some kind of value for him while you still can.
Absolutely.
Because you can't trade picks for him. You can only trade value in Major League Baseball. So get some good prospects back as best you can for him, and hope for the best. I like to see him out there in Los Angeles. He's been a whiz kid out there. He's been pretty much, maybe not so much with the trophy, but he's been the league MVP. He's the one that everybody looks to every day between him and Aaron Judge. So of course the Yankees can afford him. They out there printing money between the stadium is full every night, and they have their own cable station. So of course it's not the question is they can afford them. Of course they can. The Steinbrenner family, they got it. That's not the issue. But the issue, like you said, is I think they'll maybe be able to make that work. Aaron Judge, you got two sluggers now. You got somebody who's gonna pitch. Every fifth day he's starting first base, or put Aaron Judge in left field or right field right now.
Because it usually if you go back and look at the history of the Yankees, it usually don't work when it's more than one superstar.
So like when they had
when it was think about it, when it was just Derek Jeter, they were winning championships, right? When it was Derek Jeter, Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens, all of they weren't winning championships.
They won one with Clemens, didn't they?
I don't think
No,
they
I'm
won.
talking about when they
Nah,
brought the
because
third
that's the,
baseman in,
that's the
the
year.
second.
That's the year when Boston came back. When they were up 3-0 and Boston
Okay.
came back. Yeah. But what I'm saying is they usually can't share the limelight in New York, right? Because, okay, I even go further back. When it was Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you had Wade Boggs came. Then it's a cycle. Once it's more than one superstar, they don't pan out.
All right. I forget the name. It was J-Lo's ex-man. That was when they came in. He played third instead of
Right.
shortstop.
Alex Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah, that really messed up the chemistry there.
Right. Because think about, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Glad you brought that up. When it was Alex Rodriguez and Jared Jeter, did they win a major league championship? No.
And they barely
They
speak to this day.
didn't even get to the World Series.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
see.
barely speak to this day. All right, we got a question in the group. Should the Tigers trade Lorenzen from Steve Harris?
Should the Tigers trade man? Steve Harris, that's my guy. That me and him, we go way back. That's my guy. Steve Harris, they should just sell the whole team. Just sell the whole team. Sell everybody. Do a 2-for-1. If you get Badu and you get Riley Green, you get the whole team. You get Comerica Park. Just sell the whole team. It's you know what the Tigers remind me of, for real. I'm not playing. I seen the movie the other night and I was like, this is the Detroit Tigers. The Major League.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Major League. Major League. That is
so
you know why? Look at the players. They don't resemble. Think about it. Go watch the movie and look at the players we have. That don't remind you of that movie?
So who's Wild Thing?
Wild Thing would be he not even on the roster. We don't even have a Wild Thing. We don't have a Wild Thing. We don't. Cabrera would be the catcher. What was the catcher name? The guy.
I know you're talking about. It's been a minute since I seen
that would be Cabrera because he was old. He still tried to what's the name? Serrano would be Badu. Everybody, man. We just don't have a Charlie Sheen. Yeah. That's the only part. Because I was looking at it, I was like, all of them fit the mold. Me and you, right now, we would be at Comerica Park, and I'll be the guy talking about that's too high. It's too high. And you'll be like, that doesn't even make sense.
Outside.
Remember when he hit the home run and it was like, he was like, that's too high. It's too high. It's like, what does that mean? Too high. Me and you, I'm telling you, we would be right there. I'd be like, man, if you don't give me my hot dog, too high. It's too high.
All right. Speaking of the Tigers right now are 44-53 in third place in the AL Central, 6 games behind the Twins, who are 51-48. Since our last show, they won 6-4. So they picked up a few games. And like I said, if you can just get a little over 500 like the Twins, we still have a chance.
No, we don't. It's too high. It's too high.
They had a 3-pitcher combo for a perfect game. So kudos to the Tigers for that. Which is funny because we've had some individual people do well over the last few years. We had a no-hitter a few years back. Even when they were terrible, they had a no-hitter. But last time I remember a perfect game was Jack Moore's back in '84 when they won the World Series. But that was just one pitcher. So this is over 3 pitchers.
Oh man, it's just you know what? It's like, okay. You do okay because it's a sorry division, right? You do want them to win. The AL Central is sorry. Kansas City Royals is at the bottom, right? You do want them to win, but it's like they get your hopes up, and you be like, okay, we 3 games out. They go on the road and get smacked, come home to Atlanta, and then it's like they flip a switch off and on. Man, they are just like
I agree.
they like that
You don't know.
girlfriend you keep taking back. Like this time it's going to be right. I just feel it.
I love you. I love you too, honey.
I love you. I love you.
Stab you in the back.
I love you. I love you too. Now you back on Maury talking about that you are not the father. Now Maury putting his arm around like, who else did you sleep with? Oh, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just like it's too high. It's too high.
We still got some great things going on by Ellie De La Cruz, dazzling in the field. He was the cutoff man and hit the guy that threw the guy out at home. And almost the best part about that play to me is not the throw, was the fact that guy, the guy in front of him almost got hit in the back. If you really look at that play when he threw the guy out at home, he threw it off the plate because he almost hit his teammate who was in the way. So he gets the ball right. He's right here, so he gets here, and he kind of has a double clutch because his teammate in the way. So he could have been a clean play at the plate. He had to throw it off the plate because his teammate almost got beamed, and it would have been a terrible thing.
Yes,
because he literally been out for about 6 weeks if he got hit in the ribs with that ball. You were right. I do apologize. They were wearing the white pants with the red jerseys, the sweet red jerseys with the reds and white on it. I like those.
Okay.
Those are my new favorite jerseys by the Reds, and I'm glad to see that they're doing well because for a while the Reds were beleaguered. They had the woman that was the owner. They made her sell the team, and for a while they had the manager that's with Houston. He came after a while. And he got them straight for a little bit, but they've been kind of up and down. I've always liked Cincinnati, the big red machine and everything like that. So I've always liked them. So I'm glad to see that they're back being at least relevant. They're not in playoff contention yet, but they're on Sports Center. So you can seriously, they're on Sports Center. So they're relevant. They're relevant. Tigers are on Sports Center most times when they be losing. And so I'm still Tigers.
They're on Sports Center for not top 10. Not top 10. Not top 10.
But we're gonna turn that around. We're gonna turn it around. I still say what we were now as opposed to last year. And so it's about a good 25 game difference, 30 game difference between now and last year.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I can't argue with how you feel, man. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. I can't argue.
I'm the eternal optimist. Have you ever figured out yet? I'm the eternal optimist.
I see, but don't the realists come in sooner or later?
Yeah, the real part is that they're in third place, 6 games behind Minnesota, where they really should be playing better. Honestly, they really should be playing better. That is the real part. But the optimist in me says they're doing better than what they did last year.
Yeah.
The culture me saying what we saying is a whole lot of bad stuff that I can't say on the show. So I'll stick with the optimist side and leave Coach Williams out of this for the time being. I'm gonna forever be a Tigers fan, no matter what. And they play at home today, and this is Negro League weekend, the Stars. So I think they was the throwback uniforms last night or those today.
That would be today because yesterday they just wore the regular. When they played us, the Padres had on the gold and brown or whatever. Them some nice uniforms. I like them. I like that.
Whenever I see them before, they are pretty cool. They are pretty cool. All right, moving on into NFL news. NFL training camps are open. Thank you. The Jets are there now, and they're filming for Hard Knocks, and Aaron Rodgers, of course, is not happy. It seems like he looked for stuff not to be happy about. I'm gonna be unhappy about being on Hard Knocks. I'm gonna be unhappy about being a Green Bay Packer. I'm being unhappy about them not giving me the players. I'm in New York now. Let me find something else to be happy about. So we gonna see, but I'm just glad that football is back, and football is August 5th. So what's that? Almost before our next, the day of our next show. No, that's Friday. August 4th is what our next show is August 5th. So it's always the Friday night game when they have the Hall of Fame game. So
No, it's a
that
Sunday
game
night
is
game.
cool. It's a Saturday night. Wait a minute.
Sunday,
I got
Sunday,
it
Sunday.
written down. Where is it written down?
Nah, it's a Sunday night game.
Okay, so that game is August 16th. I had it
Right.
written down. Make sure.
That's a Sunday night. Yeah, the Hall of Fame game is a Sunday night game
Okay.
on Channel
Okay, so,
4.
So
Yep.
we our next show is the 5th, so that game is on the 6th.
Correct.
Okay. All right, and the Commanders have officially been sold for $6.05 billion to the new ownership, and I'm really excited about that. And of course, there's the owner, the Harris owner group, but you know the face of the ownership group is none other than Irvin Magic Johnson. They had him out there. He was crowned on an interview the other day, talking about how much of a blessing it is for him to be a part of this venture. Now let's take a little score here. Let's take score. Magic has been part owner of the Lakers, part owner of the Dodgers. Now he's part owner of the Commanders. Has he been part owner of a soccer team, or is that just LeBron?
I think that's just LeBron.
So that's 3 major sports that Magic Johnson has been part of the major ownership group. That's incredible. That is outrageous and incredible. Now, Magic got money. They don't prop him up like everybody else do. They don't put him on the billionaire list. But Magic own it. You got to be a billionaire to be able to put money together like that to be a part of the ownership group. You know, so Magic making that money. Every year he go to Santorini with 50 of his closest friends and family, and they rent out those boats. So shout out to Magic Johnson from right up the road in East Lansing, Michigan, Lansing, Everett, Michigan State, out to the Lakers, and then he had a cup of coffee, tried to try for the Knicks, but didn't quite work out the way he wanted to. So shout out to that man. I'm really happy to see that he has turned things in his direction after leaving the league and the way that he did. Back in those days, we didn't think he was going to be alive for the next 5 years. And he more healthy than all of us put together. You see Magic Johnson now, he looked like he been doing MMA and running marathons all at the same time. That man is really, really healthy, and so I'm glad to see that. Whatever he's doing is working. I don't want to bring the conspiracy theorists out right now, but he's doing his thing. So that lets me know that one thing: when he was with the Lakers, he helped bring them back into relevance. Right when he left, they won that championship with the Dodgers. Yeah, in the bubble. And when he went to the Dodgers, what did they do? They lost the first year behind the cheating scandal, but they didn't announce it till later. But the next year they won the championship. Now he's going over to the Commanders. How soon do you think that they're going to get things turned around and win the championship over there?
That's what you asking me.
Yes.
They ain't win no championship, man. You know what? They'll win one for the Lions.
You think so? Okay. All right. I say 3 years. In the next 3 years, they'll be back towards the NFC Championship game in contention towards winning something.
The Commanders?
Yes, the Commanders.
Okay, I have a question for you. If in 3 years they'll be in the NFC Championship competing for an NFL championship, in 3 years, where would the Lions be? See?
Come on, man.
See?
Come on.
What? I say something wrong?
Come on, man. We talk about the Commanders here. Let's
say something wrong.
Let's talk about the Commanders. The
You
Commanders.
don't want. Oh, okay. You don't want to talk about that.
We're gonna discuss that in August when we get closer to the season. In terms of where the Lions are going.
There's no time like the present. What are you talking about? If in 3 years Magic Johnson turns them around, and in 3 years they're at the top of the NFC, and then it took over Dallas and everybody else. In 3 years, where will the Detroit Lions be?
The Detroit Lions will be playing in the NFC Championship game against them.
Stop. See, this is why you've been drinking vape. You've been drinking vape. And 3 years from now, let me tell you, I'm gonna give you the answer. And 3 years from now, you'll be rebuilding again.
I pray that that's not the answer. Honestly, I really do.
I'm telling you, I see it. You'll be rebuilding again.
And the bad part is I can't disagree with you. And the only reason why I say that, not because of the player personnel, but because of the coach. That's the only reason why. He won't be there. That's my point. I think that they have a solid roster for the first time in a while. And they're building a better roster they've had in a while. But my question is,
okay.
Same thing I've always said. They don't have the right coach.
I'm glad I'm on the show. Okay. So you say they got a solid roster. Who's your starting running back?
The rookie they just drafted.
That's what you're gonna base that on?
Gibbs. Is that his name, Gibbs?
Yeah, you're gonna base it on a rookie out of Alabama. That's what you're gonna base that on.
They let the other guy go. He in Seattle. We in New Orleans.
So let me grab my pen. So you let Williams go out the door. You traded Swift. You gonna put all that pressure on a rookie out of the University of Alabama. Great program, absolutely. Last time you put all your eggs in one basket with a rookie, how'd that work out? Here, Javid Best, how'd that work out? It didn't.
It didn't, of course. Javid Best he had a hole in his head from getting all them dang on concussions.
Okay, so how did that? Back to my initial question. How did that work out?
It did not work out, and I think Javid Best was the dumbest draft next to picking up number 20, the defensive back where they could have had Randy Moss.
What defensive back? No, you're talking about when they picked up the cornerback out of Texas.
Yes. To me, that was
at that time he was the number one. He was cold at his position. That's what you picked, the best player available, correct?
No, best player available was Randy Moss.
No, what you have to look at due to the Lions, they don't pick people who have trouble pass. What did Randy Moss have? Trouble pass. Got kicked out of Florida State. Didn't get Lou Holtz didn't recruit him at Notre Dame. He ended up at
Florida State.
No.
Right. He was supposed to go to Notre Dame.
He was supposed to go to Notre Dame. He caught the thing at Notre Dame. They released him. Bobby Bowden, he was supposed to go to Florida State. That didn't happen. He ended up going to East. He ended up going to Marshall with Chad Pennington, and he took off. If he never goes to Marshall, Randy Moss is probably a factory worker. Let's call it realistic, right?
That's true.
It's like Marcus Dupree, the best that never was, right?
I was a big old Marcus Dupree fan.
Marcus Dupree was that guy. I was a fan. Marcus Dupree was that guy. But once he went to Oklahoma and Barry Switzer just dogged him, well, nothing he could do. He had to leave. He had to leave.
Yeah.
The best that never was. That is the truest statement when it came to a professional athlete. That guy, man, he was cold.
He didn't even get a chance to be a professional because they used him up so much up there and used him up so much in Oklahoma.
Well, after he left Oklahoma, he went to the USFL because there's no NFL team. And like I say, Barry Switzer dragged him through the mud. Oh, we're not going to run him. Oh, he's out of shape. Oh, that was the best thing you had since pants with pockets. Yep. And now it's sad that the best it never was. But back to my initial thing. Okay, so your starting running back is a rookie. Who is your wideout? Because you're not going to have my man for the first 6 weeks. So who's your wideout?
They had the wideouts before. Amon St. Rod. Is that how you say his name? And there's a couple other guys. They've been doing about committee. That's what they've been doing.
Doing it by committee? No good.
That's what they've been doing.
Okay. So doing it by committee. So doing it by committee, we could say we could both agree 9 and 8 again.
I got 7 and 10, 8, 9. But I was trying to save that for our football show, but you drug it out of me. I would be very surprised if as well as they did last year.
9-8.
I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm saying 8, 9, 7, and 10. Quite honestly.
Okay.
And I hate to say that.
Okay. So if that's the thing, 7 and 10 or 9 or 8 and 9. So you fire Kamau.
If it was up to me, I'd go in there and take it. I'd walk him out right now.
Okay, thank you. Now he's coming back. He's coming back.
If it was up to me, I would walk in there and shake his hand, say, "Dude, guy, good job, appreciate it. Here's your check." That's what I would say. That would be me, and I would change the role.
So you saying he should have been gone after last year?
No, they shouldn't have ever hired him. Is what I've been saying.
Okay. Now he's coming back. Okay. You must have had some breakfast this morning. What you have, some bait with your breakfast?
This is nothing I haven't said already.
No, okay, because we both agreed that, right? He shouldn't have never got the job. Absolutely.
Never got hired.
Should never got
I've
the job.
always said that. I think but even though that's what I said, player personnel wise, they are ahead of where they've been in a long time. But coaching wise,
I disagree. I disagree.
They believe in him and they play for him, and that's why he's still there. And that's what I do like about him. They love that guy. They love that guy.
This year, all that's off the table because you're not going to surprise nobody.
Yep.
Fourth and 5, they know you're going to go for it. Mm-hmm. 4th and 7, they know you're going to go for it.
Yep.
What adjustments are you going to make to get rid of that? That's what I'm saying. He'll be gone by week 8. Because by that time you'll be like 1 and 7, 2 and 6. He'll be gone by week 8.
Yeah. But we got to move forward. We run a long time. We got a Hall of Fame announcement that'll probably be coming out this week. Women's sports, WNBA, just past the halfway. Las Vegas Aces up 20-2. New York Liberty 15-5. Suns 16-6 in the Wings, and the Dream are both 12-9. We had the All-Star game last weekend. In the skills competition, INSU goes off, hitting 23s in a row, and I don't think anybody's ever done that, no matter boys or girls. And in the game itself, Team Stewart beats Team Wilson 143-127. Seattle Storm's Jewel Lloyd was the MVP, scoring 31 on 10 3-pointers, all 3-pointers. Women's World Cup last night. The U.S. women's national team beat Vietnam 3-0. And once again, they are in contention to win the World Cup. And I'm going to say it again. They're going to either get to the Final Four, they're going to win it. And once they do, every man on the men's national team needs to line up and give their check to the women's team and give their check to the men. Because every year they reload. They don't say, oh, what are we going to do now? They find some more players and they go out there and they kick some more tail. The one young lady's going to retire this year, and they still going to be just fine. Same thing with the women's basketball team. You don't hear them complaining about the women's national basketball team. They reload. They can be worried. What's going to be the new dream team? No, they go out there. They don't make excuses. They just play and they win. So I'm going to get off that soapbox because I get mad just thinking about it, because they're always talking about the men's national team and we got this new coach from here, and we got these new players, and we're going to be good on the world stage. No, you're not. Shut me up. Prove me wrong. And until then, y'all need to start going to McDonald's and making y'all check, because them girls out there working hard, and y'all don't want to pay them girls.
McDonald's.
That's right. All right. Here comes some more fun. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls as we get to Stupid Sports News. All right. We're going to start off with Lane Kiffin at the SEC coaches' days. He came walking up in that joker with his hair all messed up, with his suit all disheveled, looked like he was wearing a linen suit coming from the Maze concert. And that as soon as I saw him, I just bust out laughing. I said, "Look at that boy! Was he drunk last night? Was he hanging out all night at the party, and he forgot he had to go talk and give the press conference?" And
Recruitment, man. Recruitment trip. Recruitment.
Whatever he was doing, he
That at
need
one
to
of them recruits' house, the recruitment trip.
investigate what he was doing the night before, because his hair was all just messed up, and I didn't realize he was that tall. He's actually a tall guy,
Yeah.
but that suit was all over the place. Boy, he really did look like he had just left the Mays concert. He was
And the
doing
Clark
it like
Griswold special on. Right.
But he had some interesting things to say, talking about the NIL and how he thought it was a scam, basically. But he's been doing very well with it, seeing in terms of how he's been what's the word, buying players like they normally do. Like I said, it's an open now. SEC was the champion of it. He said it should be regulated more. I agree. I like the fact what the guy Van Gundy said they should have the 1, 2, 3, and 4 year contracts. So put it on the table. This is what college sports are now. We're making money here. ESPN is losing money there because of the whole because of everything like this. So I just thought that was funny how he came walking up in there looking crazy like that. Ben Simmons is getting credit for the year for sitting out. Normally, you don't get credit or something like that. But if there was an injury or something like that, I think that they just announced the new contract of the contract for this year, and he's a special addendum where he's like a standalone. He's the only person who got that. Let them happen for him to. So this is the 7th year, so he can go and get a max contract now. I don't think anybody gonna give him one, but he's eligible to go out there and get one. I, in my eternal optimism, hope that he has one of those great turnaround years where we can see the Ben Simmons of old. As long as he don't go to Philly, whatever team he in on the road trip, go play in the West somewhere, and where he only have to go there once a year instead of playing in the East where you got to go there 3 or 4 times. That would be my advice to him. Let's see here. It just came out. FAMU, Florida A&M University, suspended all football activities because a rapper did a video either in the locker room or with the team. So that I didn't quite get to read the whole story because I saw it just as we were about to begin the show. And it must have been pretty bad for them to have suspended football operations for the team. Did you hear about that?
Nah, you just breaking news to me, sir.
I'm gonna send you that. I was trying to send you crazy stuff. I'm gonna send you that. I got they got the kid's name and let's see here. Let's see, rapper Real Boston Richie. They got a song called "Send the Blitz." So that just think about that initially. Send the Blitz. That could mean a whole lot of things. They put it on YouTube. He was in the locker room wearing a Florida A&M shirt and wearing team helmets. Yeah.
Wow.
Several Florida A&M players appeared in the background of the video.
Wow.
Yeah. So they suspended the whole team activities until they investigate this. How did he get in the locker room? Who else is in the video? Of course, when you think of rap videos, what comes to mind? Who's in the video? What are they doing?
Wow.
Are they shaking a little something? So that's
shaking a little something.
Yeah, that's what goes with territory. They tossing a few of the dollars. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna do my research when we finish this and take that video out. And I hope that they can get back to playing soon because season to be here. And
absolutely,
the season be here before you know it. Let's see here. KD. This is the funniest one. KD gets cooked by comedian Ryan Davis. Cooked. Did you watch the video? I sent you the video. Did you see the video?
You know what? I ain't get a chance to see it. I missed out.
If you want to laugh for a good 5 minutes, better take your laugh. KD tried to go after Ryan Davis. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Ryan Davis does the videos. We always do the split screen where he roasting you on this side. He backs it up with videos on the other side. His hair. He talked about him and Draymond. He went off about a good 4 minutes going off on him because KD came. He said something about KD said offense wins championships, and then in the same thing he goes, no, defense wins championships. And then he came back and said he was a trash blank comedian, And so Ryan's like, oh, okay. And so he just roasts him. So when I say you gotta see this, man, you gotta see this.
I sure.
If
I
you
will
want
check
to
that
laugh,
out today, homie.
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you again. It's on our
Okay.
page. Go to our page. You gotta see it. If you want to laugh, I'll laugh literally for 5 minutes when I saw that. So I was hesitant about putting it on the page because the language, it's a couple of languages in there. So I do apologize again for that. But you guys got to go see that. And here is the most stupidest part of Stupid Sports News of the Week. Our Lions are the most recent favorite by odds in Vegas to win the Super Bowl. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I did.
Every year, I'm not gonna lie. I be one when the odds be 10,000 to 1. I said, let me go put $100 on this. I never do, but the odds are in the Lions' favor this year. Every year, I'm like, who are the teams with the highest odds? But I never do it. I always talk about it. I never go out there. I don't do the sports book thing. I thought about it, but I'm like, of course. See, you already doing this. I already see you.
I ain't saying nothing, man. I'm enjoying Stupid Sports News.
But that's our show for today. Really quickly, we got some new Wimbledon champions. Elena Rybakina beat Ons Jabeur. Carlos Alcaraz beat Novak Djokovic in 5 sets. Sorry, the lady won in 3 sets. So that is almost like the end of an era in terms of how things are at Wimbledon, in terms of the new blood coming in. So that makes me look forward to watching tennis again. So I do watch tennis, but I'll probably watch a little bit more because I want to see the new blood come in. I like that.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank everybody once again for coming out. Our next show is August 5th. We will have more football news and more baseball news, of course. And we just want to thank you guys for coming out and watching us every week. This is really an honor for us to do this for you guys. Thank you so much. And if you have a comment, leave a comment on the messages. We still get back to people in between the shows. We are back in 2 weeks. Thank you, Mr. Felix. And what you gonna do when you get off here, real quick? What you about to do?
Man, go get you some vape.
There you go. See that commercial? Don't forget to join our sports talk group.
Vape.
Don't forget, we got Love and Stuff in our diaspora. We have Love and Stuff on Tuesday nights. Loving the Scriptures, Mama V show. Make sure you are still being involved in everything we do in the Love and Stuff diaspora. Thank you. Be safe. Stay warm. Stay cool wherever you are. And if you're in the South watching us, stay hydrated because it's hot as I don't know what. And everybody have a great, great day.
All right. Too high.
Just a bit outside.